Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine an ancient city, once just bustling with life and then suddenly gone, wiped out. What if a dramatic old tale, maybe even involving a curse, holds surprising clues to a real historical mystery? Today, we're diving deep into the legends surrounding two really powerful Thai hermits, Ruesi Ta Fai and Ruesi Ta Wua. And we're looking at their connection to the mysterious downfall of the ancient city of Si Thep. It's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site now. Our mission really is to explore how these centuries-old stories, this folklore, might actually reflect true historical events. So let's start with Ruesi Ta Fai. He's this major figure, an ancient master.
Right. Known for this destructive third eye, it's sometimes linked to the Hindu god Shiva, that kind of power, fire unleashing stuff.
Wow, intense. But there's another side too, isn't there? He's also revered as Porke.
Exactly. Porke, the father of arts, believed to have, gifted music and dance to humanity.
So destruction and creation, that's quite a duality.
It really is compelling. Ta Fai sort of embodies both. He's complex, his powers could build up or tear down, and linking him to Shiva, well, that elevates everything he does in the legend, gives it immense weight, especially, destroying a whole city.
Okay, and then there's his companion, Ruesi Ta Wua.
Ah, yes. Ta Wua. His story is also pretty wild. He started as a blind monk, apparently.
A blind monk. How did he become this cow-faced alchemist figure?
Well, the legend says it was a mercury experiment gone sideways, changed his appearance, but he became famed for his mastery of ancient medicine.
So from monk to alchemist.
Yeah, his transformation is remarkable. It highlights how unpredictable some ancient mystic practices could be, but that monastic background, it gave him immense spiritual power. They call it tapas, like stored spiritual merit.
Right.
Which he then channels into alchemy. So he has this deep influence on ancient medicine tradition.
Okay, this is where it gets really juicy, right? The core legend. The king of Si Thep. He was Tuffy's disciple.
He was, and he commits this, profound betrayal.
How so? What did he do?
The story goes he traps Ta Fai in a sacred well system. It's like a two-part thing. One well supposedly had corrosive liquid for purification rituals, maybe?
Okay.
And the other was for revival. But the king leaves Ta Fai in the corrosive part, then shucks his bones in the revival well, hoping to, absorb his guru's power.
Just abandons him there. To steal his magic.
Basically, yes. To become the top sorcerer himself. It seems like just revenge or power grabbing on the surface.
Yeah, an eye for an eye,
Oh.
almost literally with the third eye thing.
Wait,
But is there more to it? A deeper failure?
Absolutely. Betraying your guru, your spiritual guide. In that context, it's a massive moral failure. It's not just abandonment. It's twisting a sacred ritual of rebirth for personal gain. That's ultimate sacrilege.
Right.
And in those ancient belief systems, that kind of moral breach basically invites cosmic payback, sets the stage for disaster.
And the disaster involves Ruesi Ta Wua coming back. He rescues Ta Fai.
He does. Ta Wua finds Ta Fai's bones eventually, uses some special water to revive him. And now both hermits are, understandably, furious, consumed by rage.
So they decide to get revenge on the whole city.
The whole city of Si Thep, yes. And this is where the legend gets really graphic. It's more than just vengeance. It feels like a cultural statement about how catastrophic spiritual betrayal can be for everyone.
How do they do it? The curse.
They infuse a sacred cow, a symbol of life, usually with disease, send it into the city.
Oh.
And when its belly bursts, it unleashes a devastating plague, wipes Si Thep out.
That's chilling. Turning something sacred into a weapon of mass destruction. A really brutal irony there. So let's connect this legend back to the real place. Si Thep Historical Park, the UNESCO site we mentioned.
Huge historical significance, right? Settled for over 800 years.
Exactly. That UNESCO status grounds it, makes the myth feel even more potent when you know there was a real thriving city there.
And the archaeology. You mentioned digs finding skeletons, human and animal.
Yes, excavations have found human remains, animal skeletons too, including, interestingly, a dog that looks like it was part of a human burial ritual, a sacrifice perhaps. So, could the legend's plague, the diseased cow, could that be a kind of folk memory, maybe reflecting real epidemics, or these ritualistic deaths they're finding?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's where legend and archaeology really seem to echo each other. The findings don't prove a magic curse, obviously, but mass burials, animal sacrifices. They provide this compelling real-world context for the legend's catastrophe.
So what do historians think actually happened? Why was Si Thep abandoned?
Well, scholars usually point to more earthly reasons, probably around the 13th, maybe 14th century CE. Things like severe disease, outbreaks, epidemics did happen, or maybe prolonged drought, or even big shifts in trade routes that just left the city isolated and unsustainable.
Makes sense. So the legends become a way to explain these huge, maybe incomprehensible disasters.
Precisely. They're ancient society's way of processing trauma and finding meaning in catastrophe, using familiar symbols like hermits and sacred cows to tell the tale.
So when we look at all this, what's the main takeaway for you? These stories aren't literal history lessons, are they?
No, not literal truth in that sense, but they're incredibly powerful reflections of ancient beliefs about morality, about consequences. They act like cultural mirrors, showing us how people tried to make sense of the world, especially when things went terribly wrong.
So the truth is more about the cultural values and the warnings embedded in them.
Exactly. The deep wisdom about betrayal, respect for the sacred, and the potential for ruin. Those themes resonate.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How these ancient narratives, these explanations for disaster, continue to hold such weight and offer these profound lessons, even thousands of years later, something to really mull over.